we looked at this briefly last week, but there's times where you can use either a share or she. As I said, she is a little more common. And then there's ka a share versus kishe. So even though it's just a one-letter difference, you wouldn't want to use kishe when you mean she or the opposite. So it is important to know the difference.
Okay.
So if you want to say, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so then the ones that are left blank in here, is that just to like put in the additional English translation, even though it essentially repeats what's above it?
Exactly, yeah. So even though in Hebrew we wouldn't distinguish between that and who, you would probably call an object a she or a he in Hebrew. You wouldn't do that in English. So just to make it clear that even though there's a distinction in English, there's times when we would use who, like when talking about a person. There's times we would use that, like when talking about cake or another physical object. That doesn't make a difference in Hebrew. You would use she the same way either way.
Okay. Cool.
And that can be, so the two different times though for she is there's something that you could be talking about, I know that something is true. I think that this is interesting. I learned that you always do this, whatever. So you can use it in that sense, but you can also use it when you're talking about something or someone, like this is the person that teaches me, or this is the thing that I do. So that's why it's just written in two different ways there. And then the difference with ka'asher or kishe is this is time-based only. So this is when. I'm happy when summer arrives, or it would be that, but only when referring to time. So it's really more when specific. It has to be based in some kind of time period to make sense. Any questions about the chart?
Can I ask I did actually have a question about that though, because it's one of the ones that was, because I had started that one. So one of the sentences, which without looking at it, sorry, I can't think of the Hebrew off the top of my head right now, but it had something to the effect of, like, in the translation, like, I know, or I heard, like, that you all had gone somewhere, right? That you all had, like, gone to do something. It's like in
you're talking about in the wiser, okay.
Yeah, but it's like, it's that, but there is a time-based element to it, because it's talking about like when something happened, but you wouldn't really, in English, you wouldn't ever actually say when. And so that was the only one that, like,
you're
was
right.
confusing
So that
to me, of like,
that is
would it matter?
So so the rule for that is that you would base that, if the way that we would be conjugating it coming from English to Hebrew, the way to think about it is only do kishe when you would say when in English. If you would say that and it wouldn't make sense to use when, then you would use she instead of kishe.
And if it makes sense with when, but
if it would make
sense with that, like if you said, like, I heard, because in English, I guess you would say, like, I heard about when you
when that's
the nursing
already
home or something.
So
then that's like into that, right? Like, I heard that you went.
That's basically that at that point, right? But for example, the thing on the chart here, I'm glad when the summer arrives. You technically could say I'm glad that the summer arrived, or something like that. But when would definitely be more fitting. So you can think about it that way. Okay, good. So do you have the link I just sent you in chat?
Yes.
Resend it. 1 second.
No, I got it. It's there.
You got it? Okay, good. So see if you can try to make a sentence of your own in each of these. One with the she meaning that, one with a share or she meaning more specifically who. So to make that clear in English, make sure it's referring to a person. And the last one, kishe or kasher, when it's time-based and when would be fitting.
Okay. Type them, say them,
ideally type them if it's not too painful for you.
That's not too painful. I just have to switch my keyboard, and it's getting better.
Okay, good. Because the practice is important.
Oops. Oh, wrong letter. I'm not sure I spelled that correctly, but okay.
Okay, are we trying to say I think that cats are better than dogs?
Yes.
Okay, so because it's right, so because it's more of a than instead of a that, it doesn't quite work in Hebrew the same way.
Okay.
Here we didn't, I don't know if we got to this yet, maybe you knew it from a different one, but here you use the mem at the beginning of the word.
From their better.
Exactly.
Right, yeah. Oops, I did that in the wrong place.
And that would also be yoter tovim because you would want it to conjugate the plural.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So אני חושבת שחתולים יותר טובים מכלבים.
Perfect. And you use she perfectly there. Excellent. Okay, try the asher she where it's who.
Okay. I feel like I don't really know. Like I can't even think of a sentence in English right now.
It is hard to just come up with something. I hear
would use it that way. Right. Hu ha'ish hamora. He's the man that's the teacher, or no?
So if you the way that you would have to put that in Hebrew, you'd have to add more words somewhere. Depending on how you're trying to say it, you could say hu ha'ish she melamed oti, that teaches me. Hu ha'ish, if you want to use she specifically, hu ha'ish b'tafkid hamoreh, that's in the role of the teacher. Just saying this is the person who is, that is would now need to become an extra couple words once you're translating it into Hebrew.
Okay. So then so you just need it with the verb.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can do it something like that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you got it. Excellent. All right, try the when.
Is that the correct conjugation of vayim? I realized I only ever used ba and ba. Like I don't ever.
Yeah, perfect. Or ba'ot for plural feminine. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, my daughter's here because no school because of election day. One of my daughters.
It's nice to give the day off.
Yeah. I don't have it, hon. You need to look. I can't help you.
Use rope because it's a pretty big thing.
No, you cannot use those ropes because they're not ropes. They're for people when they graduate. I can't. Hold on a sec. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't even know. Oh, Hayilad. Okay. I can't remember how you say calls or like says.
Omeret lahem or kored lahem?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I don't know.
Very close. So koret would be all one word. It'd be kuf vav reish aleph tav. Because kore is to call, the kuf reish aleph root to call, and then the tav at the end is
correct. Lahem. Okay.
Very good.
Cool.
If only the children really did come when the mother called.
That doesn't happen ever. Cool. Okay. More? What else?
Oh, I think we lost connection for a second. Can you see me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I could see you. I just couldn't hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, any other questions about any of these kisha, asher, she?
No.
Okay, good. So hopefully once you do have access to it, it will be now pretty simple for you. Okay, so next unit, we're going to be starting unit 3. Let me open it up to show you. I know that you still have what to do in unit 2, but I just want you to start having a look at this.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so the topic is innovative inventions. So first, you're just going to, these first activities are just talking about general inventions or inventors, and then we start looking at a few specific ones that are Israel-based specifically. So you're going to see a lot of vocabulary, and the vocabulary list about new creations, inventions, things like that. So you're going to see this video about Startup Nation. This is going to show up in this Israeli inventions activity. So just like we did last week with that Crumbo video, watch it ahead of time to make sure that we know what it is and it doesn't seem overwhelming as we are looking at it, since there's a bunch of Hebrew all on a slide at once. We'll just watch it together now for a minute, make sure we understand it before we go into it.
I had the video and now I don't see the video anymore.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I have something on my end. Let me try that one more time. You seeing it again?
Yes. Yeah.
המצאות ישראליות שמשנות את העולם. בספר מדינת הסטארט-אפ יש שאלה מעניינת. איך זה שבישראל, מדינה קטנה וצעירה, בת 69 שנים, יש כל כך הרבה חברות סטארט-אפ? בישראל יש יותר...
Okay, so I just want to go back to that question. Did you understand what the question is here?
There's not actually a question.
There is no question mark, actually. There should be, but...
Why is such a small nation like to have so many startups? I feel like I've heard the English spiel actually quite a bit because I staff with, right? And so this is like...
Good. Okay, so you're so familiar with the rhetoric already that it works off.
I feel like I know the information, so maybe it'll be easier.
No, that helps. Once you know the information, then hearing it in Hebrew is much easier, for sure.
בחברות סטארט-אפ. בישראל יש יותר חברות סטארט-אפ מאשר מדינות גדולות, כמו יפן, הודו, קוריאה, קנדה ובריטניה.
I don't know what Hodo.
Hodo is Turkey.
That's the only country. Okay.
Yeah.
The others are
more than all these countries, exactly.
Right.
ישראל נמצאת במקום השלישי בעולם במספר הפטנטים. הרבה המצאות חדשות וחשובות באות מישראל.
Do you know what patentim are?
Okay, Israel. Sorry, Elena. I cannot talk to you right now. I'm in a class. No. Yes. You cannot ask me again. Israel. It's the place of Hashlishi Bolam.
I give you a hint.
It's like they're patents, right?
Yeah, patents. Yeah. So, often I find the hardest Hebrew words are really English words, Israelized. So, yes.
Yeah, I remember that when I took it a while ago, and I remember like a reading in one of the books that like we had to translate and like not being able to figure out the word, and finally going in to like ask the teacher, and it was like radio or something like,
and this is English, right?
Like, and I was like, not for the life of me, like was doing all the wrong vowels, like thinking about
you don't think to read it that way, you just don't. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is patents, the third most startups. Okay.
Right.
לדוגמה, הפרה הישראלית, שנותנת הכי הרבה חלב בעולם, וגם את החלב הכי טוב וטעים בעולם. דוגמה נוספת זה הטפטפת, שמאפשרת לגדל יותר ירקות עם פחות מים.
Alright, what were the examples so far of Israeli inventions?
Cows that give the most and tastiest milk, and the irrigation, which it says in English, but...
So that one makes it easy, yes.
Waze מביא אנשים לאן שהם רוצים לנסוע. ידעתם שבישראל המציאו את הצ'יפ שיש בהרבה מחשבים ניידים בעולם? בנוסף, בישראל המציאו את הפילקאם, כדור שמצלם בתוך הגוף, ובכך רואים אם יש מחלות שונות.
Alright, what were the other inventions we saw?
Can't even think. Waze, which obviously...
Everyone's so proud of Waze, yes.
The Pentium chip, whatever.
Intel, that's right.
For the computer chips, and PillCam. I like that. That doesn't even go.
Yes.
Is that just because it's patented? Like the name?
Correct. Yeah.
That they don't try to like put it in the Hebrew.
Exactly. So let's see, like Waze, they try to do that like Waze thing of Yud Zion, but other companies like PillCam just don't bother. No. Okay, let's
הריווק הוא מכשיר שמאפשר לנכים ללכת. היום ישראל יותר בטוחה בגלל כיפת הברזל. מה לדעתכם ההמצאה הישראלית החשובה ביותר?
Okay, what's the question at the end? מה לדעתכם?
No idea.
Okay, what in your opinion? ההמצאה? You want המצאה?
What? No.
You'll learn it soon. It's on the vocab list. Invention. הכי חשובה. The most important.
Okay.
Which one do you think is the most important invention from what you saw? That's the question at the end.
Okay.
What would your answer be?
Oh. Honestly, I have no idea.
Many people like
I don't know.
The Iron Dome, the safety.
I don't know. Probably the drip irrigation.
Yeah. Okay, so I want you to talk, if you can, for a couple minutes in Hebrew, answering these questions about any startup. It could be one of the ones you saw featured in the video, or it can be a different one that you know of. Can be a startup also not from Israel, if there's something else that you know of that you want to speak about specifically. So answer the questions first. Lama bachart b'startup zu? What does that mean?
Lama bacheret. What? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it
Bachar
is
means
the
to
startup?
choose.
Oh,
Why did you choose this startup?
okay.
Then the second question, איך הסטארט-אפ משנה את העולם? Remember
How
this
is
משנה
this startup? Yep. How does this startup change the world?
Good. And kesher ha'ishi, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Kesher means connection. And
I do know that. Okay. So how does it like connect
Ishi
people?
is personal, right? So let's say this is your personal connection to it. So let's say you're talking about Waze, for example. You can say, I use Waze every day when I go to work, or whatever it is. So pick a startup and then answer these questions.
Okay. What's the full verb for choose?
For feminine, present would be bocheret. Bet vav chet reish tav, bocheret. Which is very timely for election day, libchor, to choose.
Yeah. And the verb is just libocher?
Libchor.
Libchor. Okay. אני בוחרת internet. I guess that's not a startup. I don't know. Is it a startup or an invention?
I mean, at one point it was.
I'm unclear.
It is a good question how you define startup once it reaches a certain level of popularity.
Like once you know about it, right?
Right.
He internet allows
allow is ma'afsher.
מאפשר אנשים האנשים בכל העולם מדברים ואומרים ביחד,
for all the people to connect and talk to each other?
Yeah, to write and talk.
Great.
אני כותבת ואומרת עם החברים שלי בישראל וגם בכל העולם.
Very nice. Very nice. So Omer is more to say, Midaber is more to speak, even though sometimes they're synonymous.
Oh, yeah.
In English, you would want, if you're saying like, I'm speaking to you, would say Midaber as opposed to Omer. But excellent. Yeah. All right, good. So let's just have a look at what we're doing for this coming week. We're going to be starting Unit 3, activities 1 through 3. So first, just look at the vocab list. That one, maybe the list is an activity assignment. It's just a PDF there to look at. It'll help you with the rest of the activities. This one is a Padlet, like we've been working on. You'll see some previous students' answers on here already from other years or other situations. So those can also inspire you if you want to read them. Those are the ones that I'll say at the top, like Bob or Shira, or those are all previous students. And all the instruction ones are in colors, so that's how you know what the instruction is. So first read the instruction column. There's a bunch of different inventors for you to just keep scrolling, and you'll see there's information about all of them. And as each new comment comes up, they get pushed to the top. So you see here, for example, with Braille, it got pushed so far up with all the different answers, you just need to scroll down to the bottom, and underneath all of these answers, you'll see the information about him. And then at the end, you add something about your own inventor, who you liked the best, or what stood out to you, something like that. And just make sure that you do add your name so I know that you wrote it. Okay, this one is a Wiser, and let me know soon also if the links are not working for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to get on it a little bit ago, but I also have to be at work. I can't just so I couldn't do it all this morning.
Yes,
so hopefully I'll try to do it earlier in the evening than later. Something doesn't always happen, but I can try.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so this one's showing that video we just watched again, so hopefully you'll be very familiar with it. You can answer questions about what you saw, what each invention does, just fill out the chart. And then the different inventions, fill in the blanks, answer which one is about each one. Same thing with the sorting. And this just reviewing the inventions that they mentioned briefly in the video. And then you answer that question that was in the end of the video of which one is the most important. Okay. So that's at the end there. And then the last activity for this week is about Waze specifically. So this one's narrowing in specifically on the Waze invention. I'm talking a little bit more about it. So first there's a video in which the introduction to Waze, there's a little English and Hebrew intro beforehand. And then there's a guided tour. So there's a dictionary of words ahead of time for any of the more difficult words. So if you get stuck at any point in the video, you don't know what the word is, there is closed captioning on the video. So you can pause it at any point and just go up and hopefully the word will be there. And this is just, it was like a video made by Waze to kind of get you started on, you know, what is this app all about? How does it work? That type of thing. And then you're going to be reviewing some of those driving terms that you just learned there. And then using a sample Waze map, this is for a street in Tel Aviv called Derech HaShalom, and answering some questions about it. And then writing about your own navigation when you might use Waze to get to work or on a road trip or whatever it might be.
Okay.
Okay, any questions about any of that?
No.
Okay, great. I hope it all works for you.
Me too. Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.